Hello, good afternoon. My name's Jo Robinson. I'm a village agent, part of the CCS, and I cover the South Somerset area, mainly Langport and Somerton areas, and all the villages surrounding. Today, I am really excited to be introducing you to an amazing, talented young photographer who's based in Somerset. We're going to be talking about his photography and all his interests and showing you some of his amazing images. So I'd like to introduce you to our superstar of today, Ben Pullett. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Joe. How are you doing? All right?
I'm good, thank you. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on today.
Fine. My pleasure.
This is your first Talking Cafe. It's also
Yep.
my first Talking Cafe. So we'll get through this together and have a little debrief afterwards, I'm sure.
Yep.
So, Ben, just tell us a little bit about yourself and your photography and how you came about getting into it.
So, hello, everyone. Hope you're all well who's watching. I've been doing photography for the past 2.5 years. I've always been interested in like sunsets and stuff like that, wildlife, and just picked up a camera and haven't put it down since, really. Go out most days. Just absolutely love it, really. It's brilliant.
So was it something that turned from a hobby into a business?
Yeah, definitely. So it was like wildlife, birds I was into. And then just started taking a few images and then realized, it's pretty cool, really.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So you say you go out every day?
Yeah, many hours in the day as I can, even midnight to capture a glowworm on a piece of grass.
Fantastic.
Anything really. If the moon's out, like a super moon, I'll go out, or if it's something like a really good night, or from setting up camera traps to get stuff at deer walking at hills at night with the stars in the background. Yeah, anything really, any hours of the day.
It's
I love it.
And some of my favourites, I've got to say it, are the hair photos, and I've got a hair photo on my study wall. Which obviously was taken in the daytime. But what's the best sort of time of day for hair watching, if you like?
It's definitely early morning or late evening. So if you want to go out looking for hares, I definitely start off looking in like wheat fields after they've combined it, whatever, stuff like that. And they like to run around the fields, especially dusk, dawn. So you definitely need to wake up early. So make sure you set your alarms. Don't sleep over them like I do. And just look out. Just spend hours, and they're quite shy animals but they will tolerate you if you just sit patiently in one place. But yeah, definitely early morning, late evening. That is the best time, I'd personally say.
Sounds amazing. And actually the thought of going out, setting out early on a lovely morning like today and waiting patiently, I mean, how does that feel? What's going through your mind?
It is. It's nice when you get nothing as well. When you get nothing, it's just being out there.
Yeah.
Just seeing the sun come up.
Mm-hmm.
Misty fields, you can't go wrong with that. It's early morning light. And if you get something, it's a bonus, really. It's just seeing the nature in its habitat, really.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you were saying you work with what subject stumbles upon you. So I take it that you might go out. Do you go out with the intention of actually trying to get a deer or trying to get a hare, or?
Yeah, so I definitely got some dream images I'd like to take, but they don't really come together, well, hardly often. So I normally go out to a couple of good locations where I take pictures. And I'll just work with what I have in front of me. So if a deer comes in front of me, I'll work with that. Just look at different angles, maybe lying down on the floor, getting a low perspective, or shooting through trees. Just loads of different angles. You just do it. I do everything in the moment. I never go out and say I'm gonna get something, because it doesn't usually happen that way. Unfortunately, it would be too easy then, wouldn't it? If you got everything. That's why I love taking pictures as well. Every time you go out each day, you don't know what you're gonna get. You could come back with a two cuckoos having a fight or two hares having a boxing, whatever it is, especially
Yeah.
that time of year. You just don't know what you're going to get. It's just,
Amazing.
yeah.
And that feeling when you get home and have a look through your photos, sometimes do you get a pleasant surprise?
Yeah, it's good taking them on when you look at them back on the camera when you got something good. It's all about when you get it on the laptop, and once it looks good on the laptop, once I put it on, edited it a bit. I must say I don't edit my pictures hardly. That I hardly touch them really.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes I add a bit of color, but I keep my images real to as I
yeah,
took them on the back of the camera. I think
yeah,
it's better that way as well.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
and yeah, keep it real. You got to.
Have you got a favourite, Ben? Have you got a favourite picture or print or?
I do like my deer. I've been following a deer family for a while now.
Oh,
Um, and I definitely like the deer, just seeing
mm,
them having different families. So I've watched the fawns this year come up,
mm,
built a connection with them, going out every day.
incredible.
They haven't ran away from me, so they obviously like me and not scared by me, which is good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked loads about your pictures. I think we really must show everyone what you're about, because it is quite incredible, and I'm definitely hooked. So what have we got here?
So that is a buzzard. Yeah, common buzzard. Not a honey buzzard. I wish we had more around here. Um, but yeah, this was taken about 6 months ago. So I followed that buzzard for about maybe 8 months.
Oh, really?
Um, yeah, so it kept on sitting on a telegraph pole up just from the house where I live, and yeah, I kept on seeing it every day. It was there, obviously a good hunting spot. And yeah, I just kept on following it, and then it was every time when I kept on seeing it, it was like such bad light, it was such bad timing, and then this
Mm,
one evening, it was quite a good evening that evening because got it in front of the sunset, which was pretty
mm,
good, and then it flew onto one of my neighbour's trees, and yeah, landed in the exact spot where I wanted it, and
amazing.
that orange light, that it's actually a cloud. So there was a lot of orange cloud. This was
Okay.
taken just after sunset,
Yeah.
and then yeah, so the buzzard came in, landed on the branch. I walked towards it slowly, clutching my camera, and always turn my camera on. I never always have my camera on when I'm out photographing because there's been a couple of scenarios where I haven't had the camera on, and a hare's run past me, which is always good, and you miss it a couple of times. But yeah, so always keep your camera on. That's definitely a good top tip.
Mm.
And just be patient. So it probably took me half an hour to get close to that buzzard to get that shot.
Half an hour to get that picture, but actually months of following that bird as well.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
months, hours.
amazing.
But yeah, patience and
Yeah.
persistence as well.
That's
Yeah,
amazing. Because I must admit, and this is me being really naive, but you look at a picture like that and I think that you would go out and just take that picture. But the fact that you're telling me now that it takes months to,
yeah. I wish it
wow.
was that easy, but
Yeah, but
wildlife.
it makes
Yeah,
the picture priceless then, doesn't it? Because it's not just a
yeah,
snapshot, it's your work, it's your
yeah.
passion.
Over months and hours, or even years sometimes. But
Incredible.
yeah.
So what's this one then?
That's one of the roe deers out of the family I was following this year.
Oh,
So yeah, this was taken not too far away from where I live, and I was going back to this location maybe every day well, most days for like maybe 6 months. But the light was never that good, and the deer would always come out like way after the sunset was settled down below the horizon there.
mm,
This evening it came out from the woodland, and I probably tracked it an hour before sunset, sorry.
mm.
And yeah, it came out, and I saw these two big beech trees. So I framed that in my mind, and then I actually crawled. A bit of crawling always goes down well to get close to so they can't see. Low
Yeah.
profile, always good. And I crawled to those beech trees, and then the cloud was amazing, and you just had the sun beaming down below it, and
Mm,
and the deer walk just in front of the sun. I was maybe watching it for an hour, and it was just brilliant. Everything came
Amazing.
together, and yeah, a lovely doe.
I love that. Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's incredible.
That was taken on the same evening, believe it or not.
Gosh.
And yeah, that deer it eventually saw me, unfortunately, and then
Oh,
it started running along the top of the horizon of the hill, and I was thinking, I've messed it up because um, it was going to run away, and then I quickly thought, right, it's gonna eventually cross in front of the sun. So I had
wow.
my camera composed. Get ready. Got my camera here. Had my camera composed like that,
Yeah.
and then fired maybe 30 shots. And then hoped one would get in front of the sun.
Yeah.
And yeah, believe it or not, I got it jumping just after, and with the frame trees as well.
That is
Um, couldn't even get
stunning.
any better than that, really. I
Yeah.
was that was a good evening. That one. Need to
Yeah.
get them more of those evenings, but yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, there's my picture.
There it is, the hare and the rapeseed on the
Gorgeous.
wall there. Yeah. So um that was taken last year, believe it or not.
That
And
is stunning.
I was following that particular hare, for about a month, morning and evening. And it was just gorgeous animal. So I laid down in the tram line. That's how I got the framing of it.
Right.
Um, lay down, compose myself, make sure the camera was on and the battery was in it. I've had occasions where I've got to the 3 fields down and realised the battery wasn't in the camera.
Oh
No,
gosh.
that was not a good evening. And I was all the way back, and then back to the field again, and I got a good shot that evening. But yeah, going back to this, um, it saw me, and because I've been following it, I built that connection
Right.
um, for weeks, and it didn't mind me at all. It just sat there. I had this in front of me maybe for like an hour, and yeah, it just sat there, just fired away loads of shots. Took my time, was patient, got the framing perfect because it didn't mind my company at all, and then framed it through the rapeseed.
Yeah.
And yeah, this pitch actually made the country file calendar. They have a big picture and they have a small inset picture as well, so it
I'm
made
not
that as well.
surprised. Yeah.
So pleased with that one. Can't go wrong with that.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, and this one's incredible.
yeah. There's a lot of deer. I hope everybody likes deer who's watching.
Well, I think if you live in Somerset, you just appreciate, don't you?
Yeah, you love
We're
them. Yeah.
so lucky. So, so lucky.
This was the same family. So I
Oh,
found one of the bucks, one of the males. Um, and yeah, this was taken about 6 a.m. So early start. I woke up to my alarm that morning, which was good.
it was worth it.
Yeah, it was worth it. It's funny because you get out to the field and you're like half asleep, so your eyes are like down there. But yeah, I'm so glad I went out that morning,
That
and the
is
trees,
amazing.
as well. Nice framing in terms of composition, and yeah.
See, this captures two of my loves actually with pictures. It's like wildlife, but also I love trees. I've got loads of
Yeah,
pictures of trees and tree lined sort of avenues and things in my house. So your pictures are just spot on. So is that a robin? No.
that is a robin. You know your birds, Jay.
Well, it was a good guess because it's a silhouette, but
Yeah, so that robin, that was taken just in front of my house. So the sun sets in a particular location, and this robin, he actually used to come in the house now and again as well. He's a proper tamer.
oh,
Um, but yeah, I understood where the sunset was setting, and I followed that robin. So I looked at where he was perching most evenings and mornings, and I used that as like a indication of where I was going to stand, where I was
mm,
going to stand up and get
yeah.
the shot. And yeah, so it was that awesome perch. And then on that evening, the cloud was amazing, but it was a bit cloudy. I thought the image wasn't going to come together. But the sun beamed through the clouds. Um, the robin was sat there, didn't mind my company at all. Um,
Incredible.
but it's the hours if you build the connection with the animals or the bird what you're taking pictures of,
Mm,
they don't actually mind you as much.
mm.
Um, and you can get shots like this. But yeah, that was probably took about 2 months to get. You
That
had
is
to wait for the
absolutely
right
stunning.
light, the right cloud,
Yeah,
get it in focus as well, which is the other hardest part.
yeah, yeah. So this is unusual, this one, because most of your photos are colour, aren't they?
Yeah,
So why did you go for this in black and white?
yeah, it was a funny one that. The color it was really cloudy day. Um, the color version wasn't really. It was just the background. There wasn't really anything in the background. Just I'll have to explain this circle effect at the bottom is
Yeah,
called bokeh or bokeh, whatever you want to interpret it as. And yeah, you can get it from loads of different light sources, so car lights, your phone light, um, anything from raindrops, rain, um, any source of light, pretty much.
right.
Shooting the sun, filtered through trees or hedges, um, and it creates this amazing circle effect, which I'm
Mm.
obsessed with. Can't stop trying to get it. I absolutely love
And
it.
what's it called, Ben?
It's called bokeh.
Bokeh.
Yeah, I think it's Japanese, believe it or not.
I've never heard of it, but I am learning about how light is very important with photography.
Yeah, definitely. You can have a really good subject, but if there's no light,
Mm.
the image will just be boring. Yeah.
I love that one. I love that black and white.
And that was again the same deer family which I've been following for the past 6 or 8 months.
Oh,
Ah,
wow.
here we go. Here's a weird one.
Crikey. That's amazing.
Good old swan signet.
Oh,
I love them. Absolutely love them.
look at that. The eye looking at you as if to say,
Yeah, I know.
doing.
I always like looking in the eyes as well because you can see how someone's taking the image. I don't know if
Yeah.
you can see my face in that
Yeah,
one.
you can. Yeah, yeah, just about.
You probably don't want to see my face in that one, but yeah.
But look at the detail on the feather. That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was I
Oh,
actually felt sorry for this one because it was taken at a local nature reserve and everybody was walking past it. And I was thinking, well, that is a beautiful bird. So I just stood next to it. It kept on going to sleep. And
oh,
I got really close to it and zoomed right in on its eye, as you can see here.
yeah.
Got this unique shot of it having a well, it was just about to have a sleep there.
Oh,
It had a long day, a bit tired.
that is gorgeous.
Yeah, but that's a swan signet. Lovely animals.
Now,
There we
now
go.
we're talking.
Good old brown hair. Um, Again, one of my favourite animals. One of my favourite subjects to photograph as well.
Yeah,
So yeah, this was taken. This was one of that. I think that was that same hair actually. In
that
fact, it
is.
was because I can tell by the markings on the head.
So
That
it
was
really goes to show you know these animals really well, don't
yeah,
you?
yeah. So you can tell by the
Mm.
ears, the markings, if it has different shades of fur. That's what I pick up on.
And isn't it amazing how camouflaged it is as well?
Yeah, 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 yeah. It took me a
Really
while to
camouflaged.
yeah, it took me a while to pick it out in the wheat stubble actually.
That is absolutely stunning.
So the story behind this one, I saw it from the other end of the field, and it was right the other end. So I could either do two things. I could walk around the edge of the field and hope it wouldn't run away and get some but I always like to get low down. So you're low profile, you're low
Mm.
down, you're the same eye level. Always get eye level with the subject. That's what I tell anybody. And so I took the easy, well, some people like crawling. I absolutely love it. Others, obviously, it's just a bit. But yeah, so I crawled from one end of the field to the hare. It took me about an hour and a half.
Did
A lot of mosquito bites after that, which is always good. It
were they worth it? They were worth it with this
was
with
worth
this
it. A lot of
shot.
sore knees as well.
That is
Um,
amazing.
but yeah, definitely paid off. I was probably within a few meters. I didn't want to get any closer than that because give it a bit of respect.
That is absolutely stunning.
Um,
So
and
you
yeah,
say when you crawl along, so in the summer I expect that's not too bad, but apart from the mozzie bites, but what's it like in the winter?
yeah. So this was taken. This, yeah, it is pretty muddy. So put your worst clothes on, definitely.
I'm
And
I'm definitely going to give this a go.
yeah, you got to get hair crawling, Joe. So
Yeah, no,
yeah,
seriously. I know there are hares down the lane. You don't see them very often, but they are there. So I know I've just got to have that patience and that time and set my alarm nice and early, Ben.
yeah, you have to, and make
Yeah,
sure you wake up to it like
yeah.
sometimes I don't. Yeah.
Now I think we might have a video of you showing us your Ben pullets crawling.
Oh no, I don't want to look. No, it's fine. Yeah,
It's
let's do it.
amazing.
Brilliant. Ben pullets. How are we all doing? Found the feathers and hills. Today we're going to look at how I took this image, hair lying down. So, how did I do it? So, that is how I did it. I crawled from one end of the field to the hair. If you want to get your hair lying down print, head over to feathersandheels.com, or the website link is in the video description. I've got to keep my voice down a bit because I've got hair in front of me right now. That's it from me.
Oh, where are you?
There you
I
Yeah,
think that is brilliant. And I only saw that, I think it was yesterday, wasn't it?
yeah, that's it.
And I said to you earlier, for me, that just is is perfect because not only does your personality come across, but your passion and your patience for capturing those shots is just incredible. So if I want to go out there and start shooting my local hares, I need to set my alarm,
Yeah,
wear something that is not my best Versace.
yeah, yeah.
Um, do I need to go and get a camera? Do I need to spend loads of money on a camera?
I'd definitely say if you're definitely getting into photography as a beginner or just wanted to take it up as a hobby,
Mm,
I'd definitely start off with a phone because a
right.
phone,
So just a smartphone, just a
yeah, just a smartphone.
yeah.
Most smartphones nowadays have brilliant cameras,
Mm,
get terrific images on them, and you don't need a big camera, big lens. As I say, it's not about the camera or the lens. It's about how you get it. It's about how you
well,
take the image. It's about the angles because you can go out to a lovely meadow, get your phone out, and get some lovely wildflower shots. You don't need a big camera, big lens. You just do it with a phone, put it wide angle, turn your phone landscape,
yeah,
experiment with different angles. You don't need all that big kit. So I definitely just start off with an iPhone, iPad takes great images.
yeah.
That's how I started off with my iPad. Um,
So you don't need to go out and spend loads of money. You just use what you've got now and
yeah,
then
definitely.
see how it goes.
I'd definitely say that if you wanted to start, that is the
Mm.
best way possible. I'd go.
And I know you have to have patience because I remember seeing a bird of prey once in a field. I don't know if you remember this. And I tried to take a photo of it and send it to your mum to try and impress you. And it was just this blurry image. And I thought, well, that's really difficult. I can't do that. But
Yeah, yeah,
I'm quite determined now. I've got to get a shot of a hare. Definitely.
yeah, you have to. You have to. I want to see you competing against me now, Joe.
Yeah, no, that's my challenge, I reckon, for my week off.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. All right. Watch this space. So talking about if people wanted to try it, they could just use equipment they've got now. What
Yeah,
about if they can't get out of their house? What about if they wanted to try and sort of persuade and encourage wildlife and birds and things to come into their own garden?
yeah. So back gardens, I get most of my probably half of my images you see on my website actually taken the back garden.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
so yeah, I just shoot out my window. And yeah, there's loads of you don't need to go to nature reserves. They're obviously brilliant for wildlife, but if you
Mm,
can't get to them,
Yeah.
Go to the back garden, just stay out there for a few hours. And even seeing pigeons, collared doves, you can encourage them in your garden anywhere. They're everywhere kind of these days, pigeons.
Yeah.
Um, and just put a few garden feeders out. You get them loads of places. Get your
Mm.
seed feeders, nut feeders to encourage woodpeckers. And yeah, just have a look in your back garden.
Yeah.
Encourage, there's blue tits, great tits. There's loads of species,
Mm.
and as well as that, you get all the insects and snakes as well if you're into that. Grass snakes, adders. There's
Okay.
wildlife everywhere. You don't need to just
It's
go out
amazing.
the door. Yeah, it's everywhere.
I get
Butterflies.
woodpeckers in my garden, quite a lot of them.
Do you? What
Yeah,
type?
woodpeckers.
Woodpeckers. Yeah.
Well, I'll take a photo of it for you, Ben, and I'll send it, and you can tell me what they are.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, no, that's incredible. And do you know what? Actually, having birds watching through the window, even if you are stuck inside the house or you can't, go for a walk down the road, watching birds and wildlife is just so good, isn't it? For your sort of well-being, and helps you relax and just
Yeah,
be
definitely.
thankful, doesn't
As I
it?
said, just being outside, being out of nature, regardless of having a camera or not, or regardless if you don't get any pictures that evening or
It's
whenever you
good
go
for
out.
you, isn't it? So good
Just
for you.
going out, being out there.
Yeah.
I'd definitely say to anybody, if you want to go looking for wildlife, just go out to your local area.
Mm.
There's wildlife everywhere, even if it's a
Yeah.
crow,
Yeah.
or pigeons.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Um,
amazing.
Wildlife is everywhere. You don't need to travel far. Local's always best, I think.
Yeah.
You understand the species as well and what's around you.
And we
Uh,
are really lucky in Somerset, aren't we, with all the
yeah, we
different
are.
nature reserves, and we've got, there's just so many, isn't there?
Yeah, there's so many. Hamwell, Shapwick. That's just to name a
Mm.
few.
And they're
Uh,
free, aren't they? You can go in and
yeah,
you don't
so
have to pay.
if you're interested in wildlife birds, get
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah.
As I said,
Amazing.
if you can't get to them, go to your back garden. If you don't have a back
Yeah.
garden, go to your local green space, your park. There's
Yeah.
squirrels, everything there.
Yeah.
There's wildlife in most places these days, which is
And
good.
not just in the summer, getting out in the winter as well
Yeah,
is really, really important, isn't it?
but yeah, if you want to encourage wildlife though in your back garden, get a few bird boxes, nest boxes.
Mm. Mm.
Um, as I say, there's wildlife everywhere, but it does need our help as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, bird
Amazing.
song is declining, so
Yeah.
everybody who's watching this, please help our birds by buying bird seed.
Mm.
Um,
Do you
and
feed
yeah,
them all year round, Ben?
we do actually.
Yeah.
We're very keen on. We got quite a big colony of house sparrows.
Oh, okay.
So,
And
well,
they're in decline, aren't they?
yeah, they are. So
Mm.
I think we have the 99% in my back garden, which is good. With images.
Yeah,
But just to help sparrows, because that might lead, if you help sparrows, that will lead to other species as well.
that's
You
amazing.
might get any species you could get.
Mm.
Bullfinches. We've had bullfinches in our garden. Tree creepers, woodpeckers.
Mm.
One species leads to another, as I
Yeah,
always say. And yeah,
amazing.
just get feeding. You never know what you're going to get.
Oh, yes. And I must remember to fill up my feeder today because it is looking rather poor. So Ben, a year from now, what would you like to see yourself doing?
Oh, that's a good question. That. Um,
Put you on the spot there.
yeah, I know you have a bit. I definitely say filming for wildlife, carry on filming wildlife, carry on taking pictures.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, just still going out, being out with nature.
amazing.
Um, that's a good question. That doing wildlife filming, TV presenting, wouldn't mind doing. If anybody's watching, yeah,
Well, this is a good practice. You're in a studio. How does it
yeah,
feel?
it's a good practice. Feels good. Yeah,
uh,
that's
what
it.
about
Yeah,
what about publishing a book? Have you ever thought about that?
I'm currently actually in the middle of writing one. Believe it or not.
Are you?
Yeah, currently writing one about. I don't want to give too much away actually.
Oh, no,
About
don't.
one of my close wildlife species.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Fantastic. So in a year's time, you might be in Waterstones signing your books.
hopefully, hopefully.
That's
I'll be doing
amazing.
another talking cafe soon, but yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic, Ben. Well, listen, thank you so much. It's been really brilliant chatting to you, and I do wish you all the best, because I think, you know, your work is incredible, and I know that you have been put up for awards, and I know that in the future you're going to be doing so well. So thank you so much. Best of luck, and hopefully one day we'll have you back on here when you've got your book published.
Yeah, definitely. I better get on with the book now then.
Thanks ever so much, Ben. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was brilliant. So thank you, everybody. If anyone has any questions, please pop them in the comments section. We can always go back to them after it's live, or if you watch a rerun of this, you can still pop a question in there. But that was Ben Pullitz, photographer, very, very skilled at his job. So thank you ever so much, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.